Hi, this is Dr. Tarrin P. Lupo, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to deal with lupus pain and manage it by using natural methods. First, let's talk about why you have lupus pain. Now, when we speak about lupus, there's all different kinds, but the one that usually causes pain is SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus. Now, with that, it's kind of a fancy way to say it is an autoimmune disease that attacks wherever your blood flows. And people with this kind of presentation, they'll have problems wherever the blood flows the most. So you'll see rashes along the face. It's called a butterfly rash or a mylar rash, and this is where the disease gets its name. They used to call it a wolf mask, and it was believed that if you got bit by a wolf, it would cause a mask like this. So it's been around a long time. Other things that happen is it will also cause skin discoids, which are basically little round spots of scar tissue on the body. And you'll see this wherever the blood flushes, especially the face, the neck. You can even see it on the legs and the hands and the back. It can kind of show up anywhere. And if they stick around long enough, they'll actually create big scar tissue spots where the skin is sloughed off. One of the more annoying symptoms with SLE is really, really bad ulcers in the mouth. These people will get canker sores all over their mouth. Another symptom is they're usually very sensitive to sunlight. So they get extreme burns all over their face. They'll get this rash after they go out into the sun. The symptom that causes the most problem with lupus pain is usually swelling of the joints. Now, it can be any joint in the body. It can be in the back. It can even feel like the internal organs are swollen. But the big complaints are usually where blood flows. And so the end of the fingertips, the hands, and the feet. A lot of people get this confused. Lupus is called the great pretender because it mimics rheumatoid arthritis. Some people will think they have rheumatoid arthritis, but they really don't. It just appears the same because the joints are so swollen. The good news about lupus, though, is it usually does not cause permanent damage to the joints like RA does. So if you can get your inflammation under control, you can usually get your joints back to working properly. One of the more serious complications is kidney damage. You see, these blood vessels are real tiny inside the kidneys and they get affected. And unfortunately, when the kidney cells, called the nephrons, start to die off, kidneys don't work right. And one of the biggest things that is a mortality for lupus patients is usually kidney damage. So these patients will be monitored with blood tests. One of the last complications is neurological problems. Now remember, the biggest blood hog of your body is your brain. So if this disease attacks your ability to have blood flow correctly, your brain's going to suffer. And it even can get so serious that you can have blood clots and strokes in the brain. Lupus can be very tricky to diagnose. This is why many doctors miss it. You have to have kind of all these symptoms at once, and a good blood marker is an ANA test, specifically one called a double-stranded anti-nuclear antibody test. That one's the most specific for lupus problems. Since you're watching this, you're probably looking for natural options to help manage these lupus symptoms. The bad news is there's no cure for lupus. All you can really do is manage it and try to drive it into remission so it doesn't affect your life. The way to handle that is to address the inflammation. Inflammation is the biggest problem with lupus and the most deadly part of lupus. If you can get the inflammation under control, it's pretty easy to live with. With conventional medicine, lupus is usually handled with anti-inflammatory drugs. Now, you can support those and make them work much better by removing the triggers for the inflammation. Many patients with lupus have hidden sensitivities in their diet. They're basically eating food that they have allergic reactions to and don't know it. These sensitivities can cause all kinds of havoc, and it's usually your favorite foods. The big ones I see in my clinic are dairy and wheat. Just eliminating those two things can really help with lupus. What I noticed anecdotally in my practice is when patients come in with lupus, one of the things that they're highly sensitive to are nightshades. These are tomatoes, eggplants, peppers. These nightshades seem to flare up whatever skin conditions they have. So stay away from nightshades if you have lupus. Cleaning up your diet will help a lot, but it probably won't get you all the way there. If you really want to manage your condition, you're going to need some high-quality supplements. If you can afford them, get the best nutraceuticals you can find that help drive down the inflammatory response. If you'd like to know a lot more about this, you can always check it out on my website. That'll give you the details. You can find that below in the description section. Just go ahead and click that link down there and it'll take you to the website and give you more information about that. Hopefully this advice is useful, and as always, go seek a medical professional before trying anything on your own. This is just general information I'm giving you. I'm not diagnosing you. And since you're listening to this on the internet, you're probably the kind of person that self-diagnoses, so don't do that. Go to your doctor and have it double-checked. In the meantime, if you'd like to also learn about some fibromyalgia, which is very similar